Welcome to a special WHAS Crusade for Children edition of Moral Side of the News. I'm Sean Kalin. Crusade Weekend, an exciting culmination of selfless dedication by thousands of Kentucky residents, from children collecting at lemonade stands to payroll deduction plans and firefighters filling boots with your donations. The 2024 Crusade Weekend was a huge success for special needs children of Kentucky and Southern Indiana.
So thanks for your generosity. We just want to remind you, though, that the Crusade is a 71-year gift of love.
In a time full of war, be peace.
7,264.80 and growing, hopefully, sir.
Everyone's hard work got $241,740.
That's right. You heard that right.
And they sent $18,165.48.
Our grand total for this year is $5,704.
We can announce how much money Muldrow City Fire and Rescue raised this year.
This year we raised $4,385.30.
$4,721. Can help the organizations that are supporting our children.
$500,000 to the tote board this year.
All right.
We're at $10,048.15.
$95,618.
$185,489.
$185,000,
$14,245.
It's $25,590.86.
And our total this year is $12,070.38.
The 71st WHAS Crusade for Children total is $5,700,525. That's fantastic.
As you heard, the tote board totaled more than $5.7 million. We couldn't do it without the many groups of dedicated firefighters who volunteer countless hours collecting door-to-door, at roadblocks, and other creative fundraisers throughout the year. Here's some highlights of their efforts over the past couple of weeks.
100% for the kids.
Let's go to Crusade for Children.
We're walking the streets doing door-to-door right now. As you can see, we've got a large crowd behind us.
I got something for you here.
Thanks, sir.
You're very welcome.
Have a good day.
They know when they see us coming around in the neighborhoods, they hear the sirens, and it's first weekend in June, they know what time it is.
It's that time of year we're asking people to dig deep. This is Crusade for Children time, the first weekend in June, and we're excited.
Would you like to donate for Crusade for Children, sir?
It gets our community involved. You know, they reach deep in their pockets to donate for these children.
Use the bucket so you can get money for the kids that are sick.
So I've been doing this ever since I've been born. I rode my first fire apparatus when I was 3 weeks old, so it's a huge family tradition.
As I have a child that's been a recipient of care that has been provided by the equipment within Children's Hospital downtown.
That's why I come to the Crusading Firehouse.
All the funds raised go for this area right here, and my family has truly benefited from the Crusade for Children. Every time I walk into a facility, I always see that Crusade for Children, donated by the Crusade for Children, and I know I was a part of that.
Our firefighters across Kentuckiana are a vital part of the fundraising efforts. Jim Stratman's hanging out with the crews over in Jeffersonville today during the lunch hour. What a perfect time, hosting a cookout and roadblock outside First Savings Bank on East 10th Street. Jim?
Yeah, that's right, Brooke. The burgers, they're on the grill. You can see them right on over here. They're all fired up, ready for people to come out, donate some money to the Crusade for Children, get themselves some lunch as well. I mean, it looks like it's already packed out here. They're making the burgers over here. There's a big group back here as well, all out here to support the Crusade for Children, and I found the man to talk about it over here in Jeffersonville. This is Sergeant Michael Osborne, Crusade Coordinator.
Yes,
I mean, you take care of pretty much everything out here for the Jeffersonville firefighters.
I try to coordinate it as best as I can. I have a lot of help from a great team here at Jeffersonville, and we've got a great thing going on here with First Savings Bank today.
You say best you can. I mean, this is a big project for you all. I mean, I know firefighters across Kentucky are very involved in the Crusade for Children. You guys, just one of those. I mean, you guys raise a lot of money to help a lot of kids out here in the community.
Yes. It's a year-round event. It's just not just this weekend. It's a year-round event, and a lot goes into it. And fortunately, Chief Grant here at Jeff has put together a good team for us, and we have a lot of good support here.
How special is it to be able to every year come back and raise more money for kids through the Crusade for Children for you all?
Oh, it's awesome. Until you actually go to a hospital and see where your money goes to and help these kids in our community, you really just don't know the impact that you put on somebody's life.
Yep.
And it's just special to us, and that's why Crusade is held so dear to everybody's hearts around here.
And I got to imagine, knowing that, having that knowledge of what that impact actually is, it makes Sunday that much more enjoyable for you all. When the totals come in and you see how much you all have raised, how much everybody together has raised, because Sunday is just, I got to imagine, Sunday's very fun.
Sunday's fun. It's the icing on the cake for us. You know, it's we're popping our cork and we're done for the year. But that Monday, it's time to start over and we do it all again.
You just don't get a break, do you?
No, sir, I do not.
No, you don't.
Alden, thank you. Listen to that. So many sirens sounding last night down Dixie Highway during the PRP Fire Truck Parade for the WHAS Crusade for Children.
Joining me on set now, we have Heather Benson with the WHAS Crusade for Children and Zonton Fire Chief Kevin Moulton. Thank you guys so much for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, so let's start with you, Chief. We know Zonton's been going door to door. You've been busy with collections. You've been busy with roadblocks. Why does the fire department choose to do this every single year for the Crusade?
It's for the kids. I mean, there's so many kids out there that, and families that need the help. You know, the sick kids that we just don't see every day, or people might not realize why we're doing it, but, you know, there's kids in the hospital, there's families that can't afford the equipment or maybe the medicines or the treatments that they might need, so that's where we get our drive to go out and help those kids.
And Zonton's such a huge part of it. We really appreciate you guys year after year. Okay, Heather, one of my favorite parts of the Crusade is the fact that when you donate to the Crusade, that money's coming back into your community. I just think this is so cool. How do you guys make sure that that works that way?
So we are just set up so solid in this way. We have a very dedicated panel of clergy members that vets all of the applications that come in for these Crusade grants. So they sit down with every applicant. You're talking 230, 240 separate interviews, and it gives them a chance to find out, you know, what is the money going towards, why is it needed, why is it important, what sort of impact it will have. And so they are the funding deciders for this, and they know if Hardin County last year brought in so much money, we were sure to give that money back to them so that those children could benefit.
Are you in a moving fire truck?
Funny you should ask, Doug. Yes, that's exactly right. Getting personally escorted by Fire Chief Sean Doty of the Shelby County Fire and Rescue Department. We're actually riding out to the roadblocks where, of course, the firefighters have been hard at work, as you guys just mentioned. Of course, the fire departments are the backbone of the WHAS Crusade for Children. So we're going to go take a look, see what's going on, and see how all of the donations have been going so far today. We did just make it to the roadblock. Shay and Doug, what an experience it was riding in the fire engine on the way out here. We're right by the Walmart, and it's very busy. We're right before the entrance to get onto 64, and I saw some men standing in the road waving at people. One of them is retired chief from Shelby County Fire and Rescue. His name is Bobby Coward. Now, Bobby, you just retired back in January. Congratulations. But you still came out here to help out the WHAS Crusade. Why is that, and why is it so special to you?
Well, First, I promised them I would.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, so we've been doing this, or I've been doing this for, I couldn't even tell you, probably my mom tells me when I was 8, 9, 10 years old.
What year was that?
I have no idea. Up at Shelbyville Fire Department, I helped them when I was a little kid on the corner and stuff, so it just went from there. I retired from Shelby County with 45 years of service, so obviously was involved with the Crusade that whole time. Coordinator for Shelby County here for the Crusade for the remote Saturday. I'm looking forward to seeing, I think they told me Reed Yates coming now, so we haven't had Reed for a while. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Reed. So
We love Reed Yaden. What a man he is. Now, how have the donations been so far today?
Actually busy. This is a busy place, especially on Fridays. So it's been very busy. People are, like always, very generous, giving money. So it's actually been good since I've been out here.
And it certainly helps to have the nice weather, of course.
Yeah. This roadblock always does good. I know there's a lot of controversy about roadblocks and being out in the road, but the fire department does a very, very good job with training people and and stuff like that. So, but this is where we get a lot of money at. So.
For a good cause, of course. Well, Chief, thank you so much.
Welcome, everybody. Glad you're with us here in the 9 o'clock hour on Crusade Saturday. I'll step aside. We're at Preston and Antle. Look at the firefighters in the street doing what so many firefighters have done. This is the 71st Crusade. The firefighters are the backbone of this operation, one of the many backbones we have. These guys understand, if I hear it right from the chief, they're pretty good dancers. This is a really neat roadblock. They've got apparatus well ahead of either side of the intersection here. Intersections well marked. The only thing we ask you to do is be aware of them, but reach down there, grab a little change or folding money or a check or whatever. We'll take it all for the WHAS Crusade for Children. Chief, get them going. Look. Let's see if we can go here. Oh yeah, there you go.
Got 'em.
There. Yeah. Hey, that's worth a little extra money in the bucket there for the Crusade. Come on, guys.
Within those highlights of our local firefighter heroes, you heard our Heather Benson mention the Advisory Council ministers and the very important role they play deciding where your money goes. You can see and hear those same ministers each week right here on Moral Side of the News. Here they are explaining the process they go through, making sure your dollars are spent 100% for the special needs children of Kentucky and Southern Indiana. Thank you, Shay and Terry. We're coming to you from the Kelly Noop balcony. We're renaming that tonight. From the very first Crusade, 71 years ago, the advisory panel has volunteered their time to make sure your donations are invested wisely. They spend hours and hours in February and March holding hearings that they meet with every agency requesting funds from the Crusade. Then they spend hours this weekend, Crusade weekend, tracking that tote board, praying that total hits the number, a record number, hopefully, that they can award grants in September. It's worked that way since 1954. Father Joe Graffis with the Archdiocese of Louisville is the longtime chair and panel and is passing the baton this year, literally passing the baton to Reverend Jason Crosby, chaplain at Center College. Father Joe, first of all, thank you. You've been chair of the Crusade Board of Directors. Crusade, you've been chair of the Advisory Council. Your positive impact on the Crusade and children in this region, in Kentucky and Southern Indiana, has been impactful and will be impactful for years to come.
Thank you.
You're not going anywhere. You're going to stay on the panel, but you've been remarkable in the roles that you've served for the Crusade, so thank you. You're stepping down. You're not going anywhere. Tell us what the Crusade means to you and specifically your role on this advisory panel.
Well, I think all of us here would say it's always humbling to talk. We actually interview every agency, 240 some this year, and hearing their stories, I think, is probably what moves us the most. We get a piece of paper, a grant request, and we read all of that, but that doesn't hit the human element of both the staffs, the teachers, as well as the special ed kids. And then, of course, the whole state. One of the things we've been very conscious of is Eastern Kentucky, Western Kentucky, and a lot of the poor counties that we serve. Because we go all the way from Hopkinsville to Covington, from Paducah to London. We go all the way to Indianapolis and to Terre Haute, Indiana. It's an enormous area that we cover. But it's a privilege to meet a lot of these people, and thanks God to the generosity we've heard from all the people at WHAS and their parent companies, that this is unique in the United States and in the world. And it's a privilege to serve. Now, about this group, it's always, Jason, you have to hit a little bit like this. There are certain ones you'll find that need this a little bit more, like one sitting next to you right now. Yes. No, it's amazing how we come together on consensus a lot of things. So, should I pass?
You shall pass the baton.
Thank you.
Father John.
Thanks for taking over.
Thank you, John. Yeah, thank you.
Jason is the chaplain at Center College. Tell us about the process. It's a very lengthy process that you go through. 2 months in March, 200 hours total, I think we combined up of all your hours put into this, all volunteer. Tell us about that process.
Sure. Well, each organization, each school district, each hospital will submit a lengthy grant, sometimes many pages. You can make a full encyclopedia out of the grant written material that we receive. Then we comb through the written material, which can take per grant an hour to two, depending on the length. Typically, at least for me, perhaps I'm slower than some others that are reading, but it takes some time to go through each grant. And then we will meet with representatives of the organizations that have submitted a grant. We've done that largely via Zoom since the pandemic began, and we've continued that because it enables us to more efficiently use our time with those who have submitted grants. It's a better use of our time as well. It's increased efficiency a little bit, and it gives us a chance, as Father Joe was saying, to really have a chance to interact with the people who are providing the therapies, who are working with these children with special needs all throughout Kentucky, throughout Indiana, and that's really inspiring. And we really have a chance to get a sense of their spirit, their investment, and it's really inspiring. I mean, despite the hours that go into it and the work that it is, I would say that investment is repaid in the ways in which I, and I believe others on the advisory panel, are inspired by the incredible work that these teachers and therapists and doctors and nurses are doing to help children with special needs. So it's a real time commitment, but it's a blessing that comes back to us that serve in this capacity.
Well said, Jason. Thank you. We're joined next with Rabbi Stan Miles, the Louisville Melton School, and Reverend Sally McLean, Christian Church Disciples of Christ. Share a story with us that has meant a lot to you in the grant hearing process, listening to the agencies.
It's not one story, it's so many stories, because we serve all of the 121 counties in the Commonwealth of Kentucky and half of the state of Indiana. And when you go around in this area and throughout the state, the Kentucky and Indiana, you see signage. And the signage points to the WHAS Crusade for Children. We've had the opportunity to change lives. We've had the opportunity to make a difference for good. And people look at our part of the country and they think backward. Through Crusade for Children, our special needs children receive some of the finest equipment and opportunities anywhere in the United States. And it's that story together. Earlier this evening, we watched the Miracle Dancers, and I teared up because those lives have been enhanced because of what we have the opportunity to do, the sacred opportunity.
Thank you, Stan. Same question for you, Sally.
There's always something new for us to learn. Every time we meet with a new agency or a different agency or even another agency, it's either a new playground or a new set of technology that's been developed for the children. So it's always a learning opportunity. It's an opportunity to stretch ourselves so that we know more about what's going on with these families and with these children. I want to say that we are the only place in the United States that does anything like the Crusade for Children. And so it is an opportunity for us to be very proud of this organization and for our role in it.
Thank you, Sally. We're joined next with Rabbi Emerita Galia Rooks from the Temple and Dr. Jamesetta Ferguson, St. Peter's United Church of Christ. So we have lots of people watching tonight. What would you say to them?
Give money. If everyone could meet just one kid or one family member once a month who was touched by Crusade for Children, you would dig so deeply. I would venture to say that there is no one living in Kentucky who hasn't been touched by Crusade for Children in their own family, their neighbors, their friends, someone in their synagogue, mosque, or church. It's just, and they make it so easy now to give, you know? I mean, there's like 7 different ways to, check and cash are getting old. But I still hope the kids are, they enjoy on Sunday when we have the firefighters come and dump the coins and stuff. And I've been doing that. I have pictures of my son from the time he was just a little boy to now he's grown up in graduate school, so he's not going to be here this time. But just if you want to know what you can do to really make a difference in the world, I mean, this is the single most successful local telethon. It's not so local anymore, all of Kentucky, half of Indiana. But if you want to know how to really make a difference in the world, it just call it in, write a check, all those, I don't know, Snapchat, TikTok, no.
Thank you, Galia.
That's what I say. We can only do what we do because of what you do. And it makes our job so much easier. If we can hit that 6 million again this year, that's what we've been praying for, and you can make our prayers come true also.
Thank you. Jamesetta?
Well, last year we were fortunate enough to raise and give in excess of $6 million, and we're hoping to be able to do that again. And I know I heard a plea earlier that because it's our 71st year, if you could give $71, but I would even challenge you if you could give 71 cents, because it all matters. All of it coming together makes a difference so that we can help the organizations that are supporting our children that are in need, and we want to be able to bless these organizations so that they can help as many children as possible. So dig in your pocket, dig in your pocketbook, and give. And when you see a checkbook too, we'll take a check. But when you see the firemen and they're out with their boots, drop some money in those boots and in those buckets, because everything counts, and we need your support in order to help as many as possible.
Thank you very much. There you have it from the panel that decides where your money goes. Thanks to you, more than 200 agencies, schools, and hospitals received grants this past year from the WHAS Crusade for Children. Here's one example of how your donation is making a huge difference. Meet Hayden.
There you go. Go, 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 go.
He is definitely a ball of joy. You can't be around Hayden and not smile or giggle or just be happy.
That's a good job, Hayden.
His smile is contagious, and everyone that meets him just talks about like how happy he is and how much fun he brings to everyone around him.
3. Hello, hello.
Megan and Hayden are amazing. Hayden is just, his smile can melt your heart. And you multiply Hayden by 1,300 families we serve, and it's just, my heart's always bursting.
Yeah. You coming back down? Or you want to stay up? Hi, I'm Megan Lewis. I have 3 children, and my youngest, his name is Hayden. He is nearly 2 years old, and he has Down syndrome. So we got Hayden's Down syndrome diagnosis when he was a month old, when we also got his CHD diagnosis that meant he would have to have open heart surgery. So Hayden had heart surgery at 5.5 months old. It was scary. I'm not gonna lie that it wasn't scary. Even with all of his struggles and things that he's had to deal with in his little 2 years of life, he is just a wonderful, joyous little person to be around. Once it was known that Hayden had Down syndrome, it was almost immediately that Julie, the director here at Down Syndrome of Louisville, reached out to us and invited us here to meet this amazing community.
Having a relationship with someone with Down syndrome is just magical. That's what I hope to share with the world from Down syndrome of Louisville, is just educating the community that if you're not here, you're not interacting with someone with Down syndrome, you're missing out.
Hello, hello.
Hi, my name's Julie Torzeski. I'm the executive director at Down syndrome of Louisville. So we are here to support, educate, and advocate to help our members reach their full potential. So that's really the core of our mission, and we want to make sure that we do all the things that will help them get there.
Hayden right now is consistently the only boy in a class full of a lot of girls, and he loves it.
So this is our early education classroom, and the Crusade for Children was part of helping us build this. And still today, they give us a grant each year to help us continue the programming we provide.
Everyone that comes here for the toddler class is super thankful for the Crusade giving to DSL so that we are able to have the toddler class.
The Crusade is a huge part of our budget every year. Their grant it makes us whole and makes us able to provide these programs. And so especially like you said, the ones that happened here in this classroom.
I know, where are we going?
We would not be where we are today without places like the Crusade helping fund places like Down Syndrome of Louisville. We would not be able to get Hayden the therapies that we get weekly and that he needs. It 110% changes lives.
I think just looking in the faces of our members, you can see that the donations matter and that the Crusade makes a difference here at Down Syndrome of Louisville.
Mwah. Mwah. I love you.
You know, we see that the money invested in the children make their life whole and help them reach their full potential and live happy and productive lives just like the rest of us, and that's all we can ask for.
Every little bit counts. It's for the kids and it's for the families, and we are so grateful for all of it.
Giving to the Crusade is always in season, and there are many ways to make it happen. From mailing by check to our office at 520 West Chestnut Street, Louisville, Kentucky, 40202, to paying by PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, Apple Pay, or you can scan the QR code on your screen. And as always, you can donate securely online at WHAScrusade.org. The WHAS Crusade for Children is the gift that keeps on giving and living on in the children who need us most. Thank you for your continued support. Moral Side of the News returns next week. For the WHAS Crusade for Children, I'm Sean Cagle.